some other madam took the another class, so I thought of why to waste the time of half an hour or 1 hour, so I instantly created the Google Meet. It is a like urgent basis I created, otherwise I would have shared in the group. Okay, yes.
Yes.
Okay then. Entire screen. I feel my voice is clear and the screen is visible now, right? Screen is
Yes, sir.
visible, right? You now?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay, then
Yes, sir.
we can proceed with the class now. Today we'll deal with some important aspects which are called special horticultural practices followed in the floriculture or in the flower crops. Okay, uh, we'll deal in detail with the crop wise. Coming to rows, in rows we have n number of special cultural operations. Among them, the important one is bending. What do you mean by bending? Why it is followed in rows? You should discuss, na? Today we can discuss maximum. Okay, why it is majorly followed in rows? What do you mean by bending?
So to initiate early flowering,
Yes, to initiate. Yeah,
more flower bud.
yeah, no problem. If it is wrong also, try to discuss. Try to speak out. Okay. Why you first understand the bending is mainly done in rows in order to induce the quality cut blooms. This is mainly followed in the commercial cut flower poliosis, mainly followed in the polyos only, not in the open field. This has to understand. Okay, this bending is mainly done in order to induce the quality cut blooms under the protected cultivation. Okay, this is one of the major horticultural practice. This is one of the major horticultural practice followed in the rows. One second. Hello. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Hello. Sorry for the interruption. It's one of the important horticulture practice followed in the rows in every 3-month aged plants under the greenhouse cultivation. Remember this one, mainly done in protected cultivation, mainly 3 months old planting. Here the place of bending as close as the original bush as possible. Mainly the maximum height of bending is 3 centimeter without breaking the branches. We have to bend the stems near the original bush, near the basement, without the breaking of branches. Then in order to avoid the breakage, it is advisable to go for bending in the afternoon or to create 45-degree bend rather than the 90-degree, so that it will not break the branches. Why we go for the afternoon? Why we go for the bending in afternoon? Logically, because in afternoon the movement of phloem sap will be more, so it will not break easily. Okay, this bending results in the reversal of sap flow, which helps in the building a strong framework of the bush. Why we go for bending means, if we go for the bending of weak shoots, the phloem sap or the photosynthetes, it will not going to give for the weaker shoots. The phloem will divert to the building of strong shoots. So in the strong shoots, we can expect the quality cut blooms. Yes, yes, Dev.
The voice breaking, sir. Sir,
Mhm.
repeat once again.
Why we need to go for bending means we'll select only weaker shoots, which are water shoots in the rows. Okay, they are so weak and they're lanky in growth. We'll select such a shoots. We're going to bend at the base level in order to cut off the photosynthetes for going for the these weaker shoots. So we'll reverse these sap flow, means this food will be diverted for the building of strong stems or the branches. So in the strong branches or the stems, we can expect the quality blooms. Got it? This is why the bedding is
Yes.
followed. Then another important is thinning. Thinning means removal of undesirable growth like inward growthing, weak shoots, blind shoots, or crowded shoots, or water shoots. Okay, this is nothing but thinning. Desuckering in rows, the removal of suckers from the rootstock, mainly the shoot produced below the bud union and the rootstock has to be removed. This is what we call desuckering. Okay, this is also very important. And they may ask in the exams like a removal of shoots from below the bud union are termed as, what do you call that? Desuckering. Means in while we go for the grafting, we'll select one rootstock which are all in desirable character, like it should be strong, healthy, uh, tolerant to biotic and abiotic stresses, and it is vigorous. These are the character of rootstock. So if we select a good rootstock, above that we'll graft our desirable variety or the hybrid. So the only root system we can expect from the rootstock, no shoots should be allowed in order to grow. So we're going to remove all the shoots from the bud union, below the bud union of rootstock. This is what we call desuckering. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then de-shooting. De-shooting means what? Generally followed in the hybrid tea rows. You remember this one. De-shooting is generally followed in the hybrid tea roses. The young vegetative shoots which are developing from the axils of the leaves or the lateral shoots are mainly removed to allow the only terminal shoots to grow well. This is what we call de-shooting. The vegetative shoots are the lateral shoots which are weak in nature, and the blind shoots which are growing which are showing only the vegetative growth, they are mainly removed. This is what we call desuckering or de-shooting. Okay, this is mainly done in order to produce the increased stalk length. Why it is important in rows? What is the importance of stalk length in rows? Stalk length is directly
The
proportional
rows
to,
with
yeah,
longer stalk length is highly preferred in markets, sir,
yes, exactly.
for cut flower.
Yeah, that's how you should think. The length of the stalk is directly proportional to the quality of the cut flower. Okay, in the market they will going to prefer the lengthy stalk cut flowers. Okay, then one of the another important horticulture practice in rose is wintering. What do you mean by wintering? Yes, anyone of you? Quick.
सर एडवर्स कंडीशन में सिर्फ तो रूट को एक्सपोज कर देना.
Yes. Then why it is followed in Indian subcontinent? Why we need to create the stress in the rose?
Sir, better anchoring power in the soil.
Uh-huh.
To anchor the soil properly.
Okay. Then what is the main objective of wintering practice in rose?
Sir, when sir adverse conditions will come, then it survives in the field, not topple down. Sir.
Okay. Mainly it is followed in the protected cultivation or in the polyhouse condition. We will going to create the all the favorable conditions for growing of rose. In spite of that also we will going to give the stress for the rose. Why? Which are the other crops we will going to give the stress apart from the rose? In pomegranate we will going to give the stress.
Is a Bahar treatment.
Yes, exactly. Exposure of roots. This is also type of stress. Then in other crops, citrus.
citrus,
Then in other crops,
guava,
guava. Exactly. But the main idea of wintering is mainly originated in European continents or the Netherlands-based countries. Mainly, this wintering is keeping the plant uniformly cold and frozen in all the winters to prevent the damaging effects of alternate freezing and thawing. In the European countries, in the winter it will going to freeze the plant. Then in summer it will going to increase the temperature. What do you mean by thawing? Have you heard of this word thawing? Freezing, thawing.
not
In the,
thawing, not
in the quick freezing method, post harvest technology.
I mean, bringing the product from freezing condition to normal room temperatures.
Exactly. This is what we term thawing. After freezing, if the product we want to use in our daily life, like frozen peas, we need to bring them back to our normal temperature. That is what we call thawing. Mainly, this wintering is followed in order to adopt the rose plant in the European countries in order to escape from the damage effect of alternate freezing and thawing. That's why this wintering is followed in the Netherlands or the European countries. Prior to covering or removal of foliage or any debris that might harbor the diseases for the next season. That's why we are going to remove the leaves. If it is in the freezing or in the dormant condition, if that plant contains some diseases or the pest, then it will going to destroy the whole plant in its dormant condition. In the dormant condition, the plant won't produce much of its defense system. It won't capable of defending the plant itself. It will be completely in dormant condition. The total metabolic activities will be lower. At that time, we need to remove all this vegetative part. The most common method used in the wintering is this method is mostly used in hilltops. Why? To lose well-drained soil or the compost mixture in and around the plant. This is mainly commercially followed in Maharashtra. Okay, this is the main objective mainly followed in the Netherlands or the European countries. But what we follow in Indian subcontinent is different. That is what? The exposure of rose roots in order to give the stress. Why we going to give the stress? If we give the stress to the plant, what will happen? It tries to survive. For its survival, what it does, it will turn its to reproductive stage. If it turns to reproductive stage, it will going to bloom quality cut flowers. This is what the idea behind the wintering. Got it? This is the whole concept.
yes.
Yes, you need to remember this one. Apart from this also, that pomegranate, guava, citrus, that one also very important concepts. Further we will discuss in the chrysanthemum. Okay, in the apart from the rose, the pinching is mainly followed in chrysanthemum. What do you mean by pinching? The removal of terminal growing portion of stem, that we call pinching. It is done to reduce the plant height or to promote the axillary branching. The pinching of blind shoot is beneficial to increase the flowering. What is the main aim of pinching? If they
To
ask,
increase lateral shoots.
yes,
To increase lateral shoots.
yes, to increase the, yes, to increase the lateral shoots. Okay, they will give in the objective, like what is the main objective of pinching? Mainly in order to promote the axillary branching, or to increase the lateral shoots, mainly followed in pinching chrysanthemum. If they given rose, chrysanthemum, or any other similar crops also, if the chrysanthemum is there, go for the chrysanthemum option. Remember this one. Pinching is mainly followed in chrysanthemum. Apart from this, disbudding. Why the disbudding is mainly done in chrysanthemum? Yes, quickly. Bullet point.
To get desirable flowers.
Yes, to induce the quality bloom. That's it.
Yes.
This is mainly done in cut flower. The removal of undesirable buds is called disbudding. That's it. Which we want, which we does not want, those buds are removed, keeping only the central bud side. Why? In order to produce the quality bloom in the standard chrysanthemum. What do you mean by standard chrysanthemum?
Only one big flower.
Yes, nothing but cut flower, cut chrysanthemum. The removal of central bud is followed in spray chrysanthemum. Okay, in spray, in the cut flower, we are going to remove all the side buds. In case of spray, we will going to remove the central bud. So we will expect the bunch of spray type chrysanthemum. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what do you mean by desuckering? That's quick.
So besides suckers produce and we remove it.
Yes. Why we need to remove the suckers?
Yes, sir. To get more nutrition to the main plant.
Exactly. During the vegetative phase, the plants grow upwards. It tends to grow. The new suckers continue to develop from the base of the plant. In order to for the proper and vigorous growth of the plant, the suckers has to be removed timely. Means it tends to grow vegetatively, that to upwards. So, in order to provide the proper aeration or in order to restrict the vegetative growth, we go for the desuckering. And these desuckered, the tips are used for the further propagation. Where all we go for the desuckering apart from chrysanthemum?
So rose.
Yes. In pineapple?
Banana, pineapple.
Yes. Then?
Rose, sir.
Okay. Then? Any other crops?
Dahlia.
Dahlia. Then? In the anthurium, we will go for desuckering. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I am stressing you. Try to figure out all the difference or all the common points in all the crops. Take a white sheet. Is this audible? Is this audible now? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The main strategy here is you try to figure out all the common differences in all crops. You take a white sheet. Okay. You try to write out all the crops where the desuckering is followed. You try to list out all the crops where the disbudding is followed. and likewise pinching, likewise wintering or Baha treatment, which are all the special practices is there. Na? You try to figure out all in one sheet so that you can clearly make the difference in all the crops, right? Following my step?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do this. It will be beneficial for all. Then in chrysanthemum we'll go for artificial lightning. Remember this one. Artificial lightning in chrysanthemum is followed. Why it is followed? Quickly.
So because chrysanthemum is short day plant, it flowers at a certain time, but when we need to grow it another time, means off season time, then we should
Go for
go for
artificial supplement. Okay.
Yes.
In the long day condition, what will you do?
Long day condition, it will not flower.
Yes, that's why what we need to do.
We'll cover with the black polythene.
Exactly. In the short day, in the day neutral, when we'll going to give the artificial light for the chrysanthemum then?
In the long day condition, sir. Long day time.
In the long day, why we need to go for artificial lighting? It is short day, na? It needs short day for flowering or long day for
Yes.
flowering.
Short day for flowering.
Then when we will going to give the artificial light?
So during long day condition, we will give it artificial light.
If we give
In
artificial
case
light,
of non-availability of light, sir.
exactly. It needs short day for flowering. Okay. If it is in winter or in rainy, where the climate is cloudy, then it won't turn to reproductive force. It keep on growing vegetative phase only. So in order to induce the flower, we'll go for supplement lighting. Got it?
Yes.
Yes. Here the mainly high pressure mercury fluorescent lamps are used. LED lights. Recently we are using LED lights only. This has been banned. Mercury fluorescent lamps. Okay. Overhead heating. Have you heard of this word? Overhead heating. Where we follow this overhead heating?
No, sir. I have heard only bottom heat root technique.
Where it is followed?
In hotbeds.
In order to root. Hard to root cuttings, or we follow that technique, bottom heat technique. Which crop? In which crop we follow bottom heat technique?
It's a mango.
Then bougainvillea.
Yes, sir.
Yes. The overhead heat technique is followed in European countries in order to maintain the temperature of the polyols. We'll follow that mainly in controlled polyols condition. Completely atomized technique will be followed in European countries like Netherlands. There in the winter condition they will going to create artificial heat in order to grow the crops. Okay. This darkening or shading is related to chrysanthemum in order to induce flowering. When the long day is too long for the bud initiation, artificial shade is provided in order to create the short day condition. Got it? Here we use polythene sheet of 150 gauge for shading. 150 gauge. Here the shading is done during evening 6 to morning 7 a.m. by covering these polythene sheet over the inverted U frames like polytunnel you have seen in the nursery, creating inverted U-shaped frames. That is what we call polytunnels. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then in carnation, we'll deal in carnation. Pinching. Here in pinching we have three types: single pinch and off, then double pinching. Why exactly the single pinching followed in carnation? Why the single pinching is followed? Only I need bullet point. It should be like the option which is given in your competitive exam like JRF or SRF or NEET or ARS or any other competitive. The single pinching in carnation mainly done in order to obtain the early crop. This is very important. Obtain the early crop. Why we go for the single and half pinch? Quick. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why we go for single and half pinch? In order to get the uniform production or steady production of carnation. What do you mean by steady production? Continuous production. If we pinch single and half pinch, we will get the continuous production of flowers. You try to remember like that. Single pinch is mainly done to obtain the early crop. Pinch and half is followed mainly in order to get continuous production of flowers. Why the double pinch is followed in carnation? Yes. Why the double pinch is followed in carnation? Mainly in order to delay the crop, opposite to single pinch. In order to delay the crop. Why we go for delaying the crop? If the market is too glut, if it is crowded with thousands of flower, the market is falling, price is falling, then we will go for double pinch. It is not commercially followed. Why? Because the quality of the flowers will be poor. Got it? Yes? What do you mean by netting? Yes, quick.
It's like a support, sir.
It's like?
Support, sir.
It's like support. Why need to give the support for the carnation? Because the carnation shoots are, yes,
It bends.
carnation shoots are weak. They can't stand on their own. They are so tender in nature. So we will go for staking using the nylon nets or the chicken mesh at the size of 10 into 10 centimeter, 12.5 into 12.5 centimeter, 15 into 15. This is the first layer, second layer, third layer. Need to remember all these things. Okay. What do you mean by supplementary lightning? Carnation is short day or long day? Quick.
Long day, sir.
Qualitative long day or quantitative long day? Yes. Qualitative long day. I have discussed all these points, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Then why you are not able to remember all those points? I have told you earlier only. You try to figure out all the difference. List out all the long day plants, all the short day plants. You try to figure out which is qualitative long day, qualitative short day, quantitative long day, qualitative short day. Like that you try to list out all in one A4 sheet. You stick on your wall so that you can able to remember all the points. You are getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
This artificial lightning is very effective in order to increase the shoot length, the flower size. This is what the qualitative long day means. It increases the quality of the flower. You need to remember this one, this concept. Okay. During the November and January, from the dusk to dawn, when the light intensity are poor, then we will go for artificial lightning in carnation in order to induce the quality cut flower. Got it? Then disbudding.
Yes.
In disbudding, if we remove central buds, it will become, what will become? If we remove the central bud, it will become the spray carnation. If you remove side buds, what will become? What it become? It will become standard carnation.
Cut.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then in anthurium, the leaf pruning. This is one of the important technique or the horticulture practice followed in anthurium. Okay. Why the leaf pruning is done in anthurium? Why? What are the minimum number of leaves to be retained in the anthurium plant to get the quality cut blooms? This is the exact question that you will going to face in the JRF paper or SRF paper. How
So
many? Yes,
one leaf, one flower. No.
that is the general thumb rule. If one new leaf develop or arised, it will going to yield one quality bloom. It means it will contribute towards the production of one flower. Getting?
Yes, sir.
What is the minimum number of leaves to be maintained in the anthurium plant in order to get the flowers? It is here is there na 4 to 6 leaves per plant we have to retain in order to get the flowers. Then why we go for the leaf pruning then? We can leave 6 to 10 leaves per plant also, then it will going to yield 10 flowers, right? It is directly proportional na. If we leave more number of leaves in the anthurium plant, it will directly produce the more number of flowers in the anthurium plant. Then why we go for the leaf pruning? Logical question. Why? Quick.
But so the quality will be less maybe.
Okay. Then think
Size
logically.
also, sir, less.
Okay.
The flower size.
Okay. Further. Yes. Here is there na. If the plant is too crowded, if the leaves are, have you seen the anthurium plant? The leaves, the large heart shaped leaves, they are so crowdy in the plant. Means if the number of leaves is more in the anthurium plant, the plant become too crowdy or too clumpy. So the little aeration between the plants. So the more fungi, bacterial infections will be more there. The pest and disease development will be more in the poor ventilated crop. That's why we need to go for the leaf pruning in anthurium. This is very important concept. That too, anthurium is mainly grown in cold climate or the cooler areas. That's why the moisture will be more there. If the plant is too crowdy, the development of pest and disease is very quick. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Then this pruning of leaves will promote the flowering. This is logically, as this is scientifically, increases the flowering. One such crop is followed in the fruit crop, date palm. Have you heard of date palm?
Date palm. Yes, the date palm.
There also the leaf pruning is done in the promotion of flowering. In Pomarosa, what is the Pomarosa? Oil palm.
Yes, sir.
In the Pomera, have you heard of crop Pomera?
Yes, sir. Palmera palm.
Pomera, oil palm, date palm, anthurium.
Yes.
You try to write it down all the points. Then leaf pruning will enhance the flowering. Then desuckering, in order to prevent improper or vigorous growth of plant. The suckers are regularly removed. Without desuckering, the plant will lose the vigor and become weak. That's why desuckering is followed. Then in gladiolus, the staking is very important. Why staking is done? Quick.
So to support it.
Yes, this is also very weak in nature, monocotyledon. It will be weak in nature. In order to provide the physical support, we go for staking. What do you mean by lodging?
सर topple down हो जाना.
Yes. In order to avoid the lodging, we go for the staking. What do you mean by earthing up? Why it is followed in gladiolus? This is very important in gladiolus. Why?
Sir, corm is there, sir.
Yes, it is monocotyledon, fibrous roots. It will fall off easily. That too with a small little wind also it will fall off. Right? And the shoots will be above 20 centimeter high. This is covered by heaping the soil up to the height of 10 to 15 centimeter. This enables the plants to grow erect despite of the high winds and the rains, and it also suppresses the weed growth. Earthing up the soil is must in case of light soils. This is very important. This is very important point. Earthing up of soil is must in light soils. Then this earthing up is directly proportional to suppressing the weed growth. Okay. Then in jasmine, the pruning is the important horticultural practice. Why the pruning is done in jasmine? Yes, quick. Mainly the pruning is done in order to encourage the
new shoots.
new shoots. These are all the basics, na? Why pruning is done?
Yes, sir.
To increase the healthy new shoots. It influences the flower yield. That's it. That healthy shoots will directly influence the flower yield. In Jasminum grandiflorum, the pruning in midsummer. Remember the season. In grandiflorum, the midsummer, the pruning is done. What do you mean by stripping? Have you heard of this? Stripping is an important cultural operation followed in which crop?
These.
Tea. What is the harvesting technique in tea?
Plucking.
Yes?
Plucking.
Blacking.
Plucking. P-L-U-C-K.
I didn't get.
P-L-U-C-K-I-N-G. Pluck.
Okay. Then where we see in the stripping technique?
Coffee, things.
Yes, exactly. In the coffee, the harvesting technique what we call is stripping. Here also the stripping is mainly done during the last stage of harvesting, when the all stages of berries are harvested. That's we call stripping. Okay, you remember in the jasmine, the grandiflorum, the pruning is done at mid-December. Okay. Then in Jasminum auriculatum, during the December and January month. Then in Jasminum sambac, end of the October. Okay. And apart from this physical pruning, you mentioned the how all the pruning is done in jasmine. Chemical pruning. Have you heard of this? The chemicals used for the pruning in jasmine are used for the defoliation. Quick. You haven't heard this?
What, sir?
The chemicals used for the defoliation in jasmine.
So something chlorophenol.
Chloro? This is
Chlorophenol.
very important.
Not sure.
They will going to ask definitely on this question.
Sir, auxin may be used na in the flower thinning में तो auxin may be used होता.
I am saying we are discussing about the alternate or the chemicals used for the pruning in jasmine are the chemicals used for the defoliation in jasmine, or they may also ask like the substitute for the normal pruning are the chemicals used for instead of normal pruning in jasmine. You write it down. Pentachlorophenol. You have heard of this chemical? Pentachlorophenol.
Yes, sir.
This is the chemical defoliant used in jasmine. Apart from that, have you heard of potassium iodide?
Yes, sir.
This is what we use for the defoliation. Then ethyl is also used in defoliation. Where? In which crop? Quick. In pomegranate? In citrus? Why the ethyl is used in citrus or in pomegranate?
Because it creates abscission layers, sir.
Okay. The name itself says chemical defoliant, means it will going to abscess all the leaves. What do you mean by abscission? Creation of death, creating the
Yes.
death. It will going all the leaves will fall off after spraying ethyl. This is how the stress is induced in pomegranate. Before pruning, will create the what will create in pomegranate by using ethyl. Will induce the dormancy in pomegranate by defoliant and by removing all its leaves. Then it will go for dormancy. Okay. Like that you need to remember all the concepts, so it will be easy to clear out, or it will easy to eliminate the options in your exams. This will be directly influence the selection of options in your exam. Okay. Further, pinching in jasmine. Why the pinching is followed in jasmine? Simple. Pinching of,
Lateral shoot.
yes, this pinching of new shoots after pruning will helps to regulate the flowering. It will induce us the flowering. But in case of this Jasminum auriculatum and grandiflorum, it will delays the onset of flowering. If you going to pinch all the shoots, means then it will redirects its photosynthesis in order to create new shoots. Then the flowering will be delayed. Have you got the concept?
Sir, repeat once again, sir.
If we pinch all the shoots, if we remove all the terminal buds, the photosynthesis will be diverted in order to create the new shoots or the new lateral shoots. Hence, the flowering is delayed. Got it? Yes.
So this part I will
Repeat once again.
Yes, sir.
But in other crops, sir, if we do pinching, then lateral shoots come and flowering also early come.
Yeah.
So here exception is there. Why, sir?
You try to imagine. We'll first prune. After the pruning, the shoots will produce. If these shoots
Yes.
we go to we remove the terminal buds, what will do? The plant will going to produce the lateral shoots. Okay. This will take,
Yes.
for the production of lateral shoots, it will take 2 to 3 months. This delay in the time will delays the flowering. Got it? It will concentrate on production of laterals, vegetative growth. Then this flowering will be automatically delayed.
Yes.
Yes.
But if we do it before, means generally we do pinching and pruning is not done, then flowering also increase, na, sir?
Yes. No. In the old shoot, the jasmine won't flower. This is the main basic concept. It will going to flower in the new shoots only. As in case of pomegranate also, citrus also, guava also. The new shoots, the new emergence in the grapes also. Then why we go for the pruning, pinching, disbudding, all those special horticulture practices? The genetic
Need
or
to.
the inhibitory. What is the genetic? What is its basic nature? First, if it has to produce the new shoots, new laterals, then only it will go into flower. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then removal of water shoots. What do you mean by water shoots in jasmine?
So water shoots mean any branches growth which not given any flower.
Yes, exactly. Where you all found, apart from the jasmine, where you'll find these water shoots?
The citrus.
Okay, then in pomegranate, have you heard of water shoots?
Yes, sir.
Water suckers, have you heard in banana?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Now audible.
Okay. What we are discussing? Water suckers in banana.
Water shoots.
Yes. This water sucker or the water shoots means they are these are also normal shoots, but they will grow very fast. Only vegetative growth is only followed. Only vegetative growth will be there. These are all unproductive shoots in the crop. In the jasmine also, in the pomegranate also, in banana. These are all unproductive shoots. Then this will simply waste the photosynthesis in the crop. That's why we're going to remove water shoots. Got the concept?
Yes, sir.
Then in chrysanthemum, we're going to remove the dry spikes. Why we need to remove the dry spikes, dry inflorescence?
Sir, in Crocendra, sir.
Yes, in Crosandra. Have you seen the crop Crosandra? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir.
In and around your houses, you may have the plants of Crosandra. We need to remove the dry inflorescence or the spikes in order to enhance the flower production. If the dry spikes or the inflorescence present in the plant will feel that the flowers are there in my plant. No need to concentrate on my reproductive phase. If you cut off the inflorescence, it will shift from vegetative phase to reproductive phase. The only goal of plant is to reproduce. Got it? To increase
Yes, sir.
its seeds or its daughter or sons in the nature or the earth. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Then how much time I took? It's already 12:35.
1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, then we'll continue or we'll continue in the next class.
Yes.
In the next class.
Okay, sure. The next class we'll discuss on post-harvest management of the flower crops. Fine.
Sir, all intercultural operations are end here.
Yeah. If it is any other special interculture operation is there, I'll just inform in between the classes. Okay. These are all the major horticulture practices which are all very important for your exam. That's why I told you separately. Right?
Okay.
Apart from that, I will show some slides. Wait. These are also important intercultural operations only. This cutting, layering, gouty, grafting, budding, then this is netting incarnation, pinching, then disbudding, bending. This is what bending. In the initial days we are going to bend the shoots. Then pendal system in grape. These are all special horticulture practices only. High density planting in mango, then desuckering in pineapple, then copoicing. What do you mean by copoicing? Yes, what do you mean by copoicing? Pollarding. Where we will follow this pollarding? I think you haven't.
Black pepper.
Yes,
Peppers.
peppers. I think you haven't read the plantation crops, spices, medicinal, aromatic crops, right? In the next class, you need to give a short note on pollarding and copoicing. Okay. In the mango also it will comes. Important fruit crop only will follow these techniques, and in plantation crops. In the next class, you try to give a short note on copoicing and these techniques. Apart from what we have discussed, you try to figure it out which are all the other techniques followed in the crops. Okay, this is the special
Yes, sir.
consider it may assignment also. This is very important for you with respect to your exam. Okay, we will discuss all these concepts in the next class. Fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. We'll close the meeting then.
Okay.
Okay, bye.